to the gym. I am doing full body today. So I always feel like chatting with you guys before is honestly the best pre-workout because it's just nice. I feel like it kind of wakes me up and it's a just a genuine connection that we talk about things we enjoy. I think those are obviously the most enjoyable conversations. Ones that you just feel like like you know that person, right? Like they'll be so quiet, but when you bring up a subject that they love, they just honestly cannot stop talking. And it's fun because then you just kind of see this whole light, like just light up in their face, and it's just really sweet. So I feel like that's kind of what I feel like when I'm chatting with you guys, because we're just talking about things that we enjoy, and I don't have to just overthink anything. I really do think it's something that I come to realize how much I enjoy it. Like whenever I don't go live, I yeah, it does make me kind of sad. So I'm just like, why don't I do it more often? Teddy's watching out the window because I kind of in front of the window talking to you guys. And it's funny. Every time I'm on live, like the mailman is right there and Teddy's just watching him. But at least he's not barking. That's like improvement. Honey, I have two golden doodles. Honey's not as observant as Teddy is. Teddy literally will be in front of the TV watching and seeing what's going on. I will be pulling up the chat. Let me see. Last time I was only talking to YouTube chat. I have YouTube and Twitch, so I wasn't realizing I didn't pull up Twitch, and so my apologies for Twitch. Now I have both of you guys. If I do this with my PC, I think it just kind of combines. He's so cute. It combines both of the chat. You just hear Teddy just, yeah, I hear you. I think he does that when he gets like nervous or excited. It's funny. I'm like, I almost cannot multitask. I'm trying to open it up. Okay, I think I'm good now. I think we have it. Hello, Nacho. I love that. What's his breed? He's a golden doodle. Oh, hello, Enigma. Hi. I know I stream kind of random, so I appreciate you guys coming and just saying hello. That's very sweet. Okay. Teddy's like right in front of chat, so I'm like, I can't see what they're saying, Teddy. I'm sorry. Hold on. It's cute because Honey's like that red, that dark red, kind of brown, but they call it red. And then Teddy's like a golden color. So it's funny because people say that because Honey, people say she should have been named Teddy, and then Teddy should have been named Honey. But that works. Teddy, Teddy's like trying to like look at chat. Do you see anything? What? You want to read out what chat is saying? I wish you guys can see like my point of view. What do you want to tell chat? What do you think? He's like a little human. He is a good boy. He is a good boy. I mean, he's a little on the grumpy side, but it's kind of cute. Like they have their little, personalities. Like Honey is very sassy, and Teddy, I would say, is like a little grumpy boy, but it's cute. Yeah, I never knew that I would be this obsessed with having dogs. I'm I surprised myself. Even my husband gets surprised because I was kind of hesitant of us getting a pet. I was like, I don't know, like maybe, there might be messy. Well, that's another fun thing that a lot of people don't know. Golden doodles do not shed. So that was a plus. They do not shed. But yeah, I just feel like you kind of make exceptions because you just like love them so much. And yeah, like I I feel like they can be high maintenance, but it's okay. Like we figure it out. I literally trim around their face and I don't know. They just make me so happy. I feel like people that understand, like they're part of the family, like literally part of the family. I'm sorry, Teddy. I should have brought you a chair, huh? Teddy likes sitting right next to me. I was the same as with my dogs. I grew up afraid of them. What do you mean afraid? Like, what was the scary part? Like the hygiene or like just them being vicious? Because I think for me, I'm actually I mean, I don't know if to say like a clean freak, but I like being clean. Like I'm a clean person. So obviously having dogs running in and out, like I was just like, ugh, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. But yeah, it doesn't bother me. I feel like, it's like, it's like almost therapy exposure. I don't know if, people understand what I mean by that. Like when you expose yourself to something, it kind of makes you feel like less like OCD about it, I guess. And so I'm just like, meh, I'm okay. We're going to live. No, like everything's going to be fine. Aggressive. I grew up being chased by them a lot. Oh my God. I don't know why that's kind of funny. Oh my gosh. I guess because I can imagine you like running and I'm just like, I feel like you're a fast runner and I'm just like, oh, like I bet they couldn't catch you. I bet they were having fun because you actually, gave them a good chase. That's actually the craziest thing I've ever heard my husband tell me is that I run really weird. Apparently I run really funny that he can't stop laughing like when he sees me running. I'm like, what? I don't think I run that weird. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, what are you talking about? I run funny. But he says if from anything, it's the way I run. So I just thought that was so funny because I think we were on a conversation. Like, I'm like, what do you think is like, I don't like, we were kind of like, I forgot what it was, but his was like, yeah, I didn't expect the way you run. Like, I don't know. It's just so funny to me how you run. I think we need to do a video of me running because I need to like, I don't know. I don't know if he's being biased. I don't know. He just says I run funny. I'm like, I don't know what does that mean? What does that mean? I grew up, let me see, and live in South. If that tells you anything, I cannot run them in the most cases. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. My dogs love when I like run and they can chase me. They just love it. I think that was one thing I did, because my dogs also are not the most trained. Like if they go outside, they'll probably leave the perimeters and I get so worried that they're going to just run away. But obviously they're exploring. So one time Teddy did that and I acted like I was going to run so he can chase me. So then he like chased me in the house and I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that that's something that he gets all excited about. I used it for me. What about your running that makes it funny? That's what I want to know. I told Noah, I was like, I'm going to do a video and we'll see what chat says because I've never looked at someone. Okay. Cause this is my thinking. I never saw someone run and I thought it was like funny. That's never crossed my mind. So for him to say that the way I run is funny, I'm like, I need to see myself. I need to see this what he sees, because I don't know, that's just funny to me. But I will say I never liked running. I actually am more of a swimmer. I used to do swim in high school. So maybe you can just tell on my face that I don't like it. I don't know. Please record it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think even I need to see this because I haven't even actually seen how I run. So I might have to. Just for fun, just for funsies. My wife runs funny. She runs on her tippy toes with her arms locked. Maybe that's how I run. I think that's exactly how Noah explained it. That is so funny. Now I'm like overthinking it. But speaking of running, has anyone seen the 100-meter dash? It's on Netflix. It's a movie. It was so good. It was so good. It was fun because me and Noah watched it together, and then after watching it, we were just like talking about it. And I always enjoy those kind of types of like conversations, right? Like after you watch something and then you kind of just dive into like the meaning behind it, what you took away from it. And I love hearing everyone's like different perspectives. So I was like, hearing my husband's perspective on it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't see it that way. Like that is so cool. I actually was telling him I would love for us to do, what do you call it? Can't think of the word. It's not like reaction. Is it reactions? Or I don't know. Like I guess some feedback of like what we watched, what we took away from it. Gosh, why can't I think of the word? Maybe it is reactions. I don't know. And I kind of told him I would love for us to like do like those types of videos because I feel like those are kind of the conversations you guys also enjoy. And it's fun, and especially to do it live and just kind of like hear if you kind of had the same thought process, like if you kind of took away from it. Oh yeah, like a recap. Yeah, that's exactly. I was like, I think that would be really fun to hear. Because I think that's also the fun part is when you share your perspectives, you can relate to other people that kind of have that same thought process. Like Enigma, you're one of them, right? Like I feel like if we never talk about these subjects, I never would have like picked your brain of like how you perceive things. And it's so interesting to me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like Enigma, the way you think, the way that you process things, it's so interesting. But it's like, how would I know that if we never talked about certain aspects, right? Like, I think that's where I really value of like just sharing things I genuinely like talking about. And that's exactly how I meet like-minded people, by doing that. And so, I don't know, I think that's like the fun part. I think, especially when it comes to social media, like I feel like it's so overthought of like, oh, what's the right way? What's the, what's going to get you more out there? And I'm just like, but what about just connecting? Like, what about that? Like, what if we just like shared things we just enjoyed? And I feel like that is like not talked about enough. And cause it really goes, right? Like people talk about like the most successful people can be unhappy, because I feel like when you lose sight of like things that genuinely bring you happiness and you just like focus so much on maybe what people say you need to focus on, I feel like that's one, you get burnt out, and then other is like you aren't gonna enjoy the process, the journey. And I feel like you can. Like I hate when people say, oh no, you just need to grind it out and you'll be happy at the end. Like I don't believe that. I don't believe that you should wait till the end to be happy when you're doing something. You literally should enjoy the whole journey. And I was talking to my husband about this, and it was cute because he brought up One Piece. I don't know if anyone's watched One Piece. It is a very, it's a huge commitment to watch that, but I liked how he brought up like, yeah, like Luffy enjoys the journey. He doesn't just say, oh, I'll be happy and enjoy when we find the One Piece. Then I'll be happy. Then, we can embrace all those, expeditions and all the things that we did. It's like, no, he enjoys it. Like, and the fun part is there's a scene in the show where he doesn't even want to know if it's real. Like, he's like, I don't even care if what we're like giving our whole lives to is even real. Like, I don't care. Because, when the guy was in the bar and he's just like, do you want to even know if the One Piece is real? And Luffy's like, no, don't even tell me. And I thought that was so amazing, because I think that we get so fixated on like the actual goal, but it's like, because that's why people say like, what if it doesn't what if you don't reach it? Will you be happy with how your life turned out? And a lot of people will be like, no, I need to, or I will not be happy. Like, it was all for naught, right? But if you can look back and you're like, nah, man, like, I enjoyed everything that led up to this. I couldn't see it any other way. Like, that is the mindset that you should be moving in life, right? Like, understanding like, I'm going to be like Luffy. I'm just going to enjoy the journey and know that, you are working towards something that you're excited about, but you're not going to lose sight of enjoying the connections you make, the memories you make, and also the growth that you are able to achieve on the way. Like, I thought that was also a nice thing about watching, One Piece, is that Luffy sometimes fails. Like, he doesn't always win. And it just relates so much to life, right? Like, people think, oh, if this is the right path, then everything should work out perfectly, right? There's not going to be any resistance. But it's like, well, no, some things you're probably going to fail at. And that's okay. Doesn't mean that you're on the wrong path. Like, doesn't mean that, okay, I should stop. Like, it didn't work out perfectly. Let me just not do this thing that I thought that was my purpose. And realizing that sometimes resistance is okay. Like, it's more of like, well, because this is bigger than me, right? What I want is bigger than me to follow through with, and not just give up because things didn't work out perfectly. And just knowing like your heart and wanting to pour everything you can into it. And sometimes, in that moment, you're still trying to figure it out. And sometimes it's not going to be enough, but doesn't mean that you should just give up. And there's just so many lessons that, I love taking away from that. And I think it simplifies it, because when you watch it and it's digestible, it's easier to understand these things, right? Because when life gets so noisy, it's hard to digest these things. And it's nice to watch, because then you're like, man, you know what? That is so true. Like, why can't I enjoy the journey? Why do I feel like everything has to work out perfectly, or maybe I'm on the wrong path? And it's just easier to digest those, lessons. Enigma, thanks. I'm humbled. You do share a lot of wisdom. I appreciate it. I feel like you do. So it's also nice to hear and chat with you guys. Yes, the journey is the destination. Yeah, and like I said, it's sometimes hard to grasp that, but when you can visualize what that means, it does help. I will say, because I am an overthinker for sure. Like, I overthink a lot, and that is something that has like held me back with so many things. And it does help just to simplify it, or not take things so seriously, right? Like, I think some people laugh. They're like, you seem really bubbly and stuff. I'm like, well, yeah, because I like living life that way. I don't like being so serious all the time. It's actually more draining for me to be serious than for me to be happy. And I think that's something that, to put in perspective, when people think that, oh, you being happy, it's to put on a show and it's for other people. And I'm like, no, it's actually for me. Like, me being happy is for me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you guys should see when I'm just alone with my dogs and just being super silly, and it's just fun. It's just fun. I'd rather be more in that headspace than anything. Teddy, Teddy's, oh my gosh, I'm like, he is like sitting in the most awkward way. Teddy, you gotta figure it out. That's another thing. My dog actually doesn't know how to cuddle. Like, it's like awkward for him. He's like, do I sit by you? Like, what do I do? I don't get it. And I always laugh. I always tell Rose, I'm like, he doesn't know how to cuddle. It's so funny. Honey does though. Honey likes cuddling. It's pretty cute. Teddy, they can't see you, and then I can't see what's going on. Teddy. Okay. I don't know if you guys like watching romance animes, but I've been watching Polar Opposites, and it is so cute. Oh my gosh, it just gets me all like, I don't know, I'm at the edge of my seat, like waiting to see what happens. It's such a cute romance anime. I feel like I can relate a lot to the girl and like her personality, like so much. Like I'm like, wait a second, I'm feeling this show is exactly like how my whole thought process is. And it's so fun. It's so fun to watch. I'm curious if you guys have seen it. And Enigma. Okay, how has reading manga been going? Enjoying it? Oh my gosh. I was doing a good job for like a week and then I kind of fell off. It is funny how tricky it is for me to stay doing it. Like it's like honestly like a habit that I'm not used to, like going and reading a book. And I think that's something that I'm like so bummed about. I'm like, why is this so hard for me? It makes me, and that's why I think too, like it makes me feel like, oh, is this not for me? Because it's so hard. But I think I need to realize I'm not used to it. I'm not used to, uh, you know, putting myself in a situation where I'm just reading and just focusing on that. So I have fell off. I need to do it because when I do, it is fun. And I think that's the same thing, like, honestly, with my lives. Like, when I come on here, it is so fun. Like, I enjoy it so much, but I don't keep it consistent because I just let it kind of like, I'm like, oh, I'll do it eventually. And then it just never happens. So I think that's another thing, right? I don't hold myself accountable to like do it. It's not in the level of like when I go to the gym, like, no, that's a must. Like, no, I have to. It's not even like an option for me. So I think that's what kind of goes on with things that I let like slide is like, oh, I give myself that option. Like, oh, I don't have to do it. It's okay. And then I just don't do it. As for other things, I'm like, no, I have to. So do I do that today? Do I do it tomorrow? Like, what's going to go on? So that is something that I've let myself not take too seriously than it actually has been, not staying consistent. But I did get pretty far. And, yeah, I was thinking about that the other day too. I'm like, okay, I need to just, make some time to do that. Cause I'm also bummed because I've also told myself I wanted to make time for painting more and I haven't. So I'm just like, I need to organize my time better and because I want to do these things, and it's like, well, these things aren't going to get done if I don't make time for it. Let's see. Enigma. I respect that. It does take a lot of focus. I relate to that about writing. If it doesn't feel right, then I won't do it consistently. Writing, I feel like, is even trickier because I feel like you're also needing to be in the right headspace, right? Like you need to feel inspired because you're writing. It's not just going to be mumbo jumbo. Like I feel like reading is not as in like you don't have to technically be in the right headspace for reading. It kind of just it's already there. You just like open the book and you read. The writing part is tricky because I feel like writing is how I've been kind of feeling when it comes to making videos or something. Like I want to feel inspired. I want it to feel that it's something I'm coming up with, right? Not just some random video. Like I like making those types of videos. I feel like it's nice to have like that creative outlet. And I think that's kind of how I feel when I'm like painting and stuff. It is that creative outlet. But it is sad that we don't feel like that is important, right? Like we put that to the side and we're like, no, I need to like do other things, but it is. And I think that's something I'm learning is being okay with not being always productive and just enjoying things. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Because I feel like I do, like, as I said, for me being an overthinker and having all this noise, I think I don't value the quietness, which is very important because that's where I feel like you do get inspired and you're able to think more clearly. So I've been purposely telling myself, okay, this time frame, I don't have to decide or overthink anything. Like I just get to just relax and enjoy, even if it's nothing, like enjoy nothing. Like that's the purpose, is just enjoying nothing. Literally just breathing, smelling the air, just like nothing. And it's actually been really nice. And it's like, wow, like I don't know why I don't do this more often. It is actually really nice. Yes, creative writing has gotten easier over the years, but the amount of effort it takes will drain you when you're done. I do writing sprints now, and it takes the pressure off to enjoy the process. Interesting. I do feel like, yeah, there's a lot of, like, what is it called? Like tips, I guess, like tricks, tips that you can help do something. And that's kind of like how if I'm like unsure of something, I almost like relate it to the gym, right? Like there can be so many ways to approach something, but what's sustainable? What do you enjoy? And also, will it get you to the goal that you want? Because I think the thing that has been running through my head is, let me think. I always want to find the right words because it just makes more sense. So, gosh, what's it? Like I'm trying to think of the word, but it's almost like an illusion that you're getting something done, right? Like it's almost like just fake being busy, like. And I think that's what I don't ever want to be in the illusion like, oh, I'm getting closer, but it's not like, for instance, like the gym, like I tell you, I like look everything back in the gym. There can be people that work out and they think, almost an illusion, right? Just because I show up, like I'll get there eventually. But then it's like, well, if you're not progressing, then it's not like, but you have to remember, like, well, what are the steps in progressing? Like maybe the step was you just getting to the gym. That is a huge thing for some people. So it's like, realizing that and understanding that's huge for you and acknowledging that, but then building upon that instead of just the illusion of like, well, no, I just need to get myself to the gym and then, that's enough. And then like almost like hating on yourself. You're like, man, but I'm not seeing results. Like what's going on? I told myself I just need to go to the gym. And I guess, yeah, not living in delusion and just being realistic. We're like, well, yeah, I just don't know what I do. Like, I don't know what to do when I go to the gym. So maybe that's another thing. Like, just step by step, leveling up, same with like a game. If you're playing a game, like there's levels to it. And sometimes it's just like, oh, but I'm playing though. Like it's going somewhere, but it's like, but is it though? Like, and I guess I'm like always remind myself, I don't want to like live in delusion. Like, is it going somewhere? But sometimes only you can like really answer that. And I think that's the tricky part. People put so much, pressure on other people having these answers for them. But some of it is you realizing it's your journey and your why is not going to be the same as someone else's, and to not acknowledge that, right? Like people put so much weight on things, especially I think that's even the crazier part, right? That people get advice from people that are not even in the situation or in the place in life that they want to be in. Like it's almost like getting advice from someone that doesn't work out and they're like, how do I stay consistent in the gym? And they're just like, you know what? It's like, but do they even go to the gym? But it's crazy because we don't realize that. We don't realize that we ask advice from people that aren't even doing what you want to do. So it's like I said, it's just like don't live in delusion. It can be hard to not realize that because things start getting like overwhelming. But it's good to relate it to one thing, like Like Enigma, you're great at, you know, writing and, you know, your skateboard. Like you understand like the levels of it. And so it's like us applying that to other aspects in our life. I think that's where it just kind of makes it more digestible. It's helpful because it kind of it makes sense for us because it's something that we do. So for me, it's working out. Like it makes sense to me. Like, oh, okay, like we are going to be progressing. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. But it has to be intentional, right? Like when I go to the gym, it needs to be intentional. Like can't just be me just going through the motions. And understanding that, okay, in this time, I'm focused on that and understanding where is your focus at. And it just helps me. It helps it more make more sense. So I apply that to other aspects of my life. And so I suggest you do the same. If there is something that you do, like even if it's playing video games, I know a lot of people on Twitch, they play video games. Apply how you play video games to other things, right? Like you have to do a tutorial. Like you can't just be thrown in a game and not know what's going on. You have to start with understanding the basics and then understanding that there's the next level and the next level and that you get better. Like you're not going to just be better from not practicing or understanding the rules of the game and what's going to help. Like you can take the long process, right? Like you can beat a game and it can take you so much longer. But if you understood, oh, like this is the fast way, or if, oh, I can just do this. Like I didn't know that. Like that's how you should apply anything, right? Like there is ways that you can do things fast and there's ways that will take you longer than what it needs to be. But at the end of the day, it can get done, but it's up to you. Do you want to kind of just go through, you know, the motions and hope that you get to the end of the game? Or do you want to do it more efficiently and that way you can also enjoy it because you're not frustrated most of the time? I got to hop off for a bit, but I will be back in a bit if you're still on. No, sounds awesome. I hope that makes sense because I think when people are trying to help other people, like sometimes it just helps when you understand what they already do. Like, well, what's something you already do? Because I think I know people think, oh, I lack discipline. I'm not disciplined enough. It's like, well, no, you don't. There's other areas in your life that you're very disciplined at. And so you need to recognize you do have that quality. You can achieve things. And yeah, like video games is probably one of them, right? Like it is actually a skill to be good at playing video games. And you don't just get good at that skill from doing it once a year. Like it's probably you doing it consistently over time, learning, you know, tricks and I don't know, just like all these things. And that's exactly how you're going to get good at anything, is understanding that it's a skill that you're going to build on and get better at. And that's why I said how I go about working out in the gym is kind of how I apply it to a lot of things. I do enjoy it. And that's why it makes me sad. Like if you don't enjoy it, then it's going to be so hard for you to look forward to it and to stay consistent with it. And you also have to separate the enjoyment is, am I not enjoying it because I'm not good at it yet? Because that does help, like take away from it. Because personally, I am not good at video games. And I think that's why it kind of takes out the enjoyment because I'm trying to figure it out. Like it's kind of hard. I'm like trying to figure out how do I go into my backpack? How do I find these items? Like I don't get it. And it does take away the enjoyment. But I remind myself it's because I don't have the knowledge and the skill yet to enjoy the game, but doesn't mean that I won't later. So I'm just kind of learning. And then when I get to the point where all the basic stuff is, you know, easy, then I get to just enjoy the game. And I think you also need to separate that with other things. Like let's say you're wanting to work out. You need to know that it's probably going to be a little frustrating because you're trying to figure it out, but doesn't mean you won't enjoy it later. And so just having that separation and understanding is going to make it easier. And understanding that you're just trying to learn and you probably will enjoy it, but to not give up before that point comes. So that's kind of how I also approach other things. because I know it's enjoyable. I just haven't gotten there yet because I'm still trying to figure it out. And speaking of the gym, I will be going and doing full body. I used to do upper lower split, and then I kind of wanted to try full body, and it was exhausting. I don't recommend it for like just anyone because you are using your whole body. It's very exhausting to do full body, but I kind of been enjoying it. So, like I said, you kind of have to give things some time. You can't just judge it right away. And I feel like people need to build that habit more, right? Like separate yourself from the situation and be like, okay, like, did I even give myself enough time to really give it a fair, like, judgment? Like, well, I only did it once. How can I really tell if I liked it? I probably was having a bad day that day. I was trying to figure it out. So is it a really fair judgment to have on something? I need to probably give it some more time. So there's also that. And building that kind of understanding with it. Because then when you start having that thought process, it does make it easier for you to enjoy more things instead of closing yourself off. For me, the best way for progress is just putting in real effort, consistency. Consistently. Training plan, exercise selection, even results are secondary. So the best way of progress is just putting real effort. Okay, so you say the real progress is putting real effort. How do you gauge your effort, right? Because I think that is also something I've learned. When I would go in the gym, I would be so hard on myself. I'm like, oh, did I give it everything I got? Like, I felt like I did it. And it would always be something that it was hard to gauge. It was hard to gauge if I was putting enough effort because, we are hard on ourselves, and that's not a bad thing, but sometimes we need to be subjective. So something that has helped me was actually writing down oh, this is the weight I did. Oh my gosh, I hit a PR. Like, okay. And sometimes I think that also helps because when you think, oh man, I felt like I sucked today because I felt like I didn't have the energy and my workouts probably are gonna, not hit as hard as today. But then when you actually have evidence, like, wait a second, I hit PRs, like I crushed it. Wow. Okay. Like, I feel like that helps you because when you rely on like you feeling a certain way to give you some data of like, oh, did I make progress? Did I feel like I gave enough? Like that can be exhausting. So sometimes you do need to have like data to point out, oh, okay, like, yeah, I actually didn't think I felt that great today. And I think those are the workouts. I think you know what I'm talking about. Those are the workouts when you're like, I'm so tired, but you know what? I'm just going to try to have a good workout and just do it. Those are sometimes the best workouts and the ones where you're just like hitting PRs and stuff. That's why I tell people, write down your exercises, write down the weight that you're doing. That way you can see if you are progressing and not just hope that you are, right? Don't just hope that something happens. Write it down, see it progress, and also see where you're lacking and where that needs improvement. Hey, what's up? Hope everything is going well. Oh, hey, Vin. What you up to? I know, I think last time you were like, oh, I'm at work, but I just wanted to pop and say hi. So hello, thank you for coming and say hi. But I think that was actually something I realized because it actually took me so long to grow my lower body. And it's so funny when I look at it, I wasn't progressing at all, but I wasn't writing down the weight. I wasn't seeing if I was progressing. I would just go through the motions. And then I would get so hard on myself thinking like, man, like, why isn't my lower body growing? Like, I feel like it's not going anywhere. But then when I showed myself like, oh, wait a second, I've been plateaued for a long time. Like, okay, like maybe that's why. And then I changed my training and then I started getting stronger. And then my lower body actually started to grow. Like, I'm like, okay, then yeah, like we can get in our heads so much and it's just easy to have things that we're not overthinking. Do you know what I mean? Like, we overthink too much that it can be a downfall. And we need to simplify it, that even when we're not feeling it, or even when we are, that we're just enjoying it and not having to overthink something. Vin, well, make me feel special remembering little old me. Of course, I try to remember all of you guys. Teddy looked at me like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? But no, like, yeah, I love chatting with you guys. And it's funny because I remember also like the things that we chat about in chat, and it helps me understand like your personality. I love how a lot of you are just so like easygoing and love saying funny jokes. Like, you guys are actually really funny. And I don't know, I just love that. So whenever I see someone's name, and it reminds me of all like those like funny little I don't know, like you guys' jokes and stuff. Like, I can't even see, like, I'm not a funny person, but I recognize when other people are. Like, I'm like, oh man, this is so fun. So I enjoy people's like light humor. I love that. So whenever I see someone's name pop up, I'm just like, oh yeah, like, hey, and like, you know, all those emotions. It's what people say, right? Like, you don't remember what someone says, you remember how they make you feel. And that's exactly what happens when I read your guys' name in chat. I'm like, I remember everything that, you know, like not exactly what you say, but like the conversations and how that made me feel. And it's always just a fun time. Vin, yes, there's the two types of people, that one's at the gym going through the motions, like you said, and the ones who are there to train. The first group, I think, struggles more because they don't keep track. Yeah, and it's so common. Even a part of my journey, I didn't track either. So that's where I say, like, you know, it is nice to just kind of like, oh, you know, I've been kind of hard on myself. Let me not be so subjective, and let me see what's going on. And that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, write it down. You'll be surprised. And yeah, like it's just nice to have that evidence, because I feel like I'm so glad that I do track like my progress, because there are more days that I feel like I'm not doing my best, but then I'm hitting PRs. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, and then it's just like, oh, okay, cool. You know, and I think sometimes I think a lot of us need that, because we're human. We are so hard on ourselves. We always feel like we're not doing enough. And I think that is what's so helpful, is like having that evidence. I think that's another reason why I love like flexible dieting. I don't have to guess like, oh my gosh, like, how much should I eat, or can I eat this, you know, and it's like so draining. I'm like, oh no, I already know what my metabolism is. I know how much food I can have and not have to worry if this is going to make me gain weight or not. Like, nah, like that's cool. Like, I don't know, less things that you have to like overthink, and it's like just consistent, and you just know you have to just put in the work and stay consistent with it. I love that. Oh, thanks for the hearts. I didn't know YouTube can do hearts. That's cute. Thanks, guys. Vin, you're the first person that I've interacted with on live like this. So it's cool to me because I've been around since nearly the start. Oh, that's cool. I don't really understand how live works on YouTube, because I haven't really messed with it. I think I watch people play video games on YouTube though, live. But thank you. Thanks for interacting. It is fun. I actually have so much fun doing lives. I love chatting with you guys. Also, I don't know if I've said before, but maybe you could do a cool giveaway to a person or something you paint. However you wanted to do it. Just an idea. Oh, actually, that would be really nice. I would love to do a giveaway of one of my paintings. That would be fun. I think that's something that I have considered as well. Like I was telling chat in the very beginning, I have been wanting to stay more consistent with my paintings. I just need to fit that into my schedule, right? Like, I have the gym is like a no-brainer. I'm like, no, like that I have to do. Like, it's not even an option. But the other things that I enjoy, I think because they're an option, I kind of like don't stay consistent with it. So I don't know if that's something you can relate with, right? Like when it comes to certain things, it's not even an option, you get it done. But then other things, you do enjoy them. Like it is fun, but you don't make it a consistent thing that you fit into your schedule. So painting is one. I love to do it. I just don't always fit it into my schedule, and I want to change that. So the first start is acknowledgement, right? Like, okay, I do want to change this thing. So that's something, acknowledging it. It's hard when you have hobbies and things that all take time to do. Yeah, it does. But I like that it kind of, coincides like with, I don't know, like my audience, like you guys love it too. So that's something I always tell myself. I'm like, what? I'm enjoying it. They're enjoying it. It's good. It's good. We can do it. And so I think that's another thing that helps. Like me, I like making music. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Like making music, lifting, working on cars. And those are all very time consuming things, though hard to balance evenly. Oh, I love that though. That's really cool. I think that's another thing is like when you find things you enjoy, like, oh, I love that. And I love that when you know, oh yeah, these are my 3 top hobbies, you can connect with other people or even maybe even get them interested in that. Cause I think, you saying working on cars, I'm like, that's actually really, really cool. Like, I wish I knew more about cars. So I love that. And then the music part, what kind of music? And cooking, for sure. Oh, okay. So you like making tacos? Oh my gosh, tacos are yummy. I love tacos. Tacos are actually so macro friendly. So yummy. I also love making tacos. I love barbecuing. That is something that I recently learned like maybe 2 years ago. And I'm like so proud of myself about it because I know that was something that used to be so intimidating for me. It was like, how do I barbecue something? But then once I learned, I was like, ooh, this is so cool. And I love it. So I love barbecuing. And I'm in charge of the barbecue, the stakeouts. Like a smoker or a grill? It's a grill. I've seen those smokers too. I've heard people say like those are really, top tier, I guess. But I use a grill, like a gas one. But I've used the one with the charcoal. I've done that one too. So I've done both. Yeah, definitely handy when you're trying to prep your meals and make a lot of protein. Hell yes, they are easy to use. The grill I prefer, but I have a Blackstone. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, that's one thing about me. I actually do like probably chicken is how I consume a lot of my protein. I do not like protein powders. They're not, I don't know. I have to force myself. It's because they're out of convenience. That's another thing I tell people. You don't need protein powder. It's just for convenience. Because I try to stay away from it because I do not like it. It just does not taste good. So I'd rather eat just chicken, like literally just chicken. My husband laughs at me because I will just warm up chicken and just eat it because I'd rather have that than a protein shake. So that's just me though. I don't know about other people, but I'm just like, ugh, I don't like it. Shoot, I'll make steak tacos. Ooh, steak tacos. This sounds so yummy. Then melt the cheese on the griddle, place my tortilla on it, and cooks and melts the cheese to it. Oh my goodness. Steak and onion, cilantro, wok, cheesy goodness. Oh my gosh, that sounds so yummy. I want to get better at cooking. I'm really good at baking. But cooking, I want to get really good at making some yummy meals. So that's why I'm like really proud that I'm like, okay, I got how to use a grill. So that's good. That's a start. Now it's probably testing my other skills in the kitchen. I was gonna say in the gym. My other skills in the gym. but they're handy skills. I love it. And I think that, like I said too, right? I'm like, you have to realize with any skill, it's going to be a little frustrating. And depending on how you learn, you can probably learn something way faster, for anything, right? Like someone can help someone how to go about the gym, and some people, it's like so hard for them to like teach someone. And so that person's going to be like, oh, this is really hard. I don't understand anything. So that's another thing I don't know. For me, especially since I do coaching online, I always like connecting with my clients, because I feel like if you are working with someone you just feel understands you, it's so much easier for you to get your point across, right? Like, and to feel not so draining trying to explain something when someone's like, oh no, I get you. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's just nice. It's nice to have more of an enjoyment because there's a connection than having to feel like you have to over explain yourself and it's harder to understand. So I do feel like I'm learning that whenever I am talking to a potential client and we just have this connection, I'm just like, oh yeah, like I can already tell things are going to be great. And it's just going to be, it's actually going to be an enjoyable journey that I enjoy. And the people that I feel like I have to over explain the value of why they should care about, their time and where they're putting that, I notice those are the ones that complain more because they're just more frustrated and they feel like, oh, like, no, like, it just doesn't click. I've noticed that. I'm like, oh, wow, that's so interesting to me. Like there is actually like, you should connect with the people that you're working with. And when you feel like you're having to over explain something and they just don't get it, I don't force that. That's why I'm like, for my coaching, I don't actually force that upon anyone. I feel like it should be a genuine understanding of what the value that's going to bring to your life, right? Like, cause when I start talking about the value of like what it's done for me in my life, the people that I work with, they understand that exact value. They're just like, yeah, like it is something that I think about every day. And it does feel like, why can't I do that? Like, I feel like I could too. And I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, that's exactly how I felt. Like I was intimidated in the very beginning, but then I'm like, wait, but what if I can? Like, I want to try. Like, I think I can, give myself a shot. And it's just so effortless, like us just communicating and talking, and also like just understanding like where their mindset is and how relatable that was for me. And I think that if anything, I think that really just helps them realize like a lot of the limiting beliefs that we have is from our mindset of like what we tell ourselves, the story that we tell ourselves that we're not capable. I just don't have the genetics and it's just not going to work out for me. And that's why I'm like, I also love just talking to my clients. Like we're not just like, oh yeah, here's the workout. There you go. Good luck. Like, no, like I literally like I just love talking to them because a lot of their thought process is exactly how I used to, think. And that's what would get me stuck, right? That would like just get me stuck and not progress with anything because of the story I would tell myself that I wasn't good enough, that I couldn't achieve that, it just works for everybody else, but not me. And so it's interesting to just have these kind of conversations and like hear their thought process. And if anything, remove them from it and just let them realize like you're telling yourself this story, but it's not something, it's not your identity, right? And like them being like, you're right. Like it is something that I have been telling myself for so long. So I just kind of like, I think I unintentionally try to validate this story. I tell myself, well, I can never do anything. So I guess I just never do anything, and it's so interesting because when they are in the right mindset, it's so much easier for them to actually have those like shifts, right? And actually change their life because the way that they're perceiving things and they're open to it. That's another thing I realize, like when you feel like you have to convince people, they're not open to it. They want to validate why they're stuck. So they will try to find every reason of like, no, I'm stuck because of this. Like, I know you're trying to help me. I know you're trying to tell me there's a way out, but I don't want to listen to that. I want to stay stuck. And so that's why I laugh, because I'm like, I don't try to convince anyone, because I think that's the fun part, right? Like, the funny part, not the fun part. It's just funny because it's like, we think we can convince other people, but when you realize how hard is it to convince yourself, like that is already hard enough. So we can't convince other people. Like, they're already telling themselves this story, this whole, frame of mind, and not everybody's ready to want to make a change. Not everybody is. And that's why a lot of times when I do talk to certain people that I know that they're not ready, I let them know, I'm like, hey, but whenever that time does come and you're wanting to like have a real conversation about it, like, please reach out. I know I've been there, because I used to play victim all the time. And that's where I was actually realizing me playing victim was the reason why I was stuck. The reason why I didn't get anywhere in life, because I just wanted to sit and pout and validate why I wasn't somewhere. And I wanted other people to validate it too. But sometimes you do need some tough love, like, a little reminder that you can do something about it. And if anything, that should give you some hope. And it's kind of funny how it doesn't give some people hope. It actually makes them more mad, because it just makes them feel frustrated that they sat in that victim mode for so long. But I like to share, my story, because I feel like if anything, that's all I can do to express like, yeah, I did have those moments where I wish I knew it all. I wish that it came easy to me, of like realizing that I could put in the work. I wish it did, but it didn't. And I feel like if you're in that too, just already like just having a different perspective on it and having a different frame of mind, because maybe through my hardships, other people can learn and they don't have to sit in it for too long. But I digress. Let me see you guys' little chat. Visit one. Let's see. I might have overnight you guys a dozen or two. Wait, what does that mean? I might have overnight you guys a dozen or two. I'm sorry, Ben, I don't get what that means. NAJ, ever thought of learning any martial arts or training? Actually, I have. I think martial arts is very cool. I guess I just haven't put the time into it to make it a priority. Vin, on the same. On the same wavelength. Okay. Yeah. And I mean, I think we all have those parts in our life, right? Where you kind of do have to, I don't know, kind of see the person you're becoming, and if you like this person that you're becoming. Because I think that's also what really became very obvious to me. Like, I'm like, you know what? This person that plays victim and gets mad why I'm not at a certain place in life, I don't like that person. I don't think I want to keep, indulging in that. So I feel like that also helps, right? Like, you need to visualize, like, do you like the person you're becoming? And I think you need to have like an honest conversation with yourself. And that's why a lot of people say, like, if you can do a lot of things on your own and enjoy that, like, that is actually hard for people to do. A lot of people don't like being alone with their thoughts and who they are. So I think that's something important, because I feel like there's a lot of growth that can happen with you, like, learning about yourself, right? And when you challenge yourself, you do learn about yourself. There's this, I love this philosophy quote. A man's circumstance doesn't make him, it reveals him to himself. So the way that you can take from that is, like, people say, like, all these bad things happen to me, so that's why I'm like this. But what it reveals is that maybe you're stubborn, you're impatient, You have a short temper. That's what it's revealing to you. And I think that is so, like, I always repeat that to myself, because whenever I'm feeling impatient about something, I'm like, okay, this circumstance, this, situation, it's just revealing I'm being impatient, because I probably do. We do want things to happen sooner than later. But I don't, if anything, I want to strengthen that. I want to change that perspective. And so I don't know, whenever I'm feeling some type of way and I don't like that, my reaction, I guess you can say, I always ask myself that. I'm like, is my circumstance, it's revealing something, because I don't feel like your circumstance makes you. It just reveals to you who you are. And those things aren't fixed, right? Like you can work on that. You can work on your patience. You can work on your short temper or any of these things. So I think these are also really good frames, like good things to have in the back of your head, because that's the thing with life. Life doesn't get easier. You just get stronger. You build a stronger mental aspect and perception of how you see things. And having these, things to repeat to yourself in certain situations does help. So that's why I always like having these things, because it does help me. And it just helps ground me. Blanchito? Yo. Yo. Oh, I was talking about how everyone loves my chicken tacos. Dude, that's very important. I love that. I said I'd overnight you guys a dozen or two. Oh, I would love that. Oh my gosh, imagine if you guys could do that. Like, send me food and I would try it. Yeah, I would love that. Vin, we don't have problems, just more work to do. Yeah, I mean, we're always, working on ourselves. And I think people see that as a bad thing, but I'm like, no, like, when you become more disciplined and you understand yourself more, you get to enjoy life more. Like, you really do, right? Like, think about it. If you're an impatient person, you're just going to be so fixated on what you're not getting that you're just going to be so lost in that you're not even going to be able to enjoy anything. So, us getting better at understanding ourselves in situations is going to make life more enjoyable. Okay, we had a good stream and I will be actually streaming again tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be streaming. So if you're on Twitch or YouTube, turn on the little bell notifications and I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to go work out. I would love to hear how your guys' the rest of the day went, and I will chat with you guys tomorrow. Hold on. Let me read these 2 last comments and then I will say my goodbyes. Vin, did you guys decide to go to the Arnold Classic? No, I did not go to the Arnold Classic. It's been a while since I've ever been to an expo, actually. Let's see. Jay, guess. What would you do if every male in the world shrunk to ant size? I would be very scared that I would squish them. I don't know what I would do. Be scared to step anywhere. Okay. Well, I will chat with you guys next time and have a great day, you guys. Teddy and Honey, say goodbye. Bye.